What's going on? It's Justeeni here. Today, I'm going to be showing you some footage of the grand finals of the first ever Lakes Bullet Tournament. That's right, guys. It's finally a reality. I managed to convince the Polychamps people that this was a good idea, and I was right. You're about to see some of the most incredible gameplay of your lives. This is totally not clickbait, not an exaggeration. So, we're seeing both points of view in this one. I was not playing in the grand finals. Instead, we've got Layla Batar, aka Raichu, versus Mr. Great, aka Mr. Great. Both very skilled players. You might recognize Raichu, he plays Polychamps a lot. And then Mr. Great is just a very strong Polychamps player. So we have two titans here. And let's get right into things. So first off, hosting is skipping turn 0 because it's Bullet. So you see some pretty typical opening moves here. And right away, you might notice a slight difference in spawns. So we've got mountains completely blocking the middle versus no mountains blocking the middle. Keep in mind, both players have vision of these shorelines. They know that there's a village, one of these tiles, that they're gonna have to fight over. And so that's why Mr. Great goes with riding here. I was thinking maybe Philow's an option here, but it is Tiny Lake, so it's a little hard to get away with. Riding's a much safer choice. Both sides going for riding. Very typical in a bullet setting. Lots of unit spam. And then we see that quick level up, which leads straight into climbing. Alright, so there's two villages in the middle, and this is going to be pretty much all the villages on the map. We see a ruin there. And then after the explorer, unfortunately, it goes backwards. We see another ruin, though. So on tiny lakes, those applies for most tiny maps. There will be 4 ruins on the map. So we see 2 of them. One of them looks like it's possibly going to be Raichu's because it's just so close. This one's going to be Raichu's. What about the other 2 ruins? Where could they be? So things continue to evolve. Still no ruins. In fact, now we know they have to be in this area. 2 ruins, somewhere around here. So, just looking at this spawn, you might say this is completely losing for Mr. Great. And you'd be right, this is horrible. These mountains blocking the way makes roads really impractical. The fact that this ruin is definitely going to be won by Raichu here. And while you can contest these villages, you are not keeping them. So there's the ruin there. Keeping that ruin, getting roads, knock off the village. And yeah, one spot, still not revealed. That's where the last ruin is. We see a trade ruin though, which is useless, pretty much. And we see Mr. Great has a lot of units. Now he gets roads, places it in this neutral territory, and now he can actually take the city. Wait, it's going to be a 3-on-2, but we get a vet sword from the ruin. Okay, and yeah, there's the ruin there. And this vet sword's very important because it's going to allow Raichu to basically secure this ruin for himself. There's nothing that Mr. Great can do about this. And so they get an explorer getting lots of info. Veteran warrior, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to secure the ruin. Both sides just training a lot of units. Now even more pressure, taking out this rider. Kind of just trading blows, trying to hold on to the village. Unfortunately, it is not going to be able to be held onto here. So a little bit of an overextension. And you can see warrior kills. And then after placing one more road, that'll be that. More units trained. And once again, really trying to fight for this village. It's looking really close, but unfortunately, once again, it doesn't hold. Now with the vet sword coming in. And again, kind of like from the start, things aren't looking very good for Mr. Great. He is up that city, but it's getting harder and harder to hold on with these mountains in the way, getting in the way in the long term, the roads. And now we see fishing, Gate of Power. Raichu also gets his first giant before Mr. Great uses that rider push. And he just heals his units here. I think he did have some time pressure, so that is one big thing, Bullet. Because he's got a phenomenal position, it's just a matter of converting, but it's easier said than done because now Mr. Great gets a giant of his own. Or at least prepares it. It's gonna just place 2 roads, and then I'll be a giant. But we see the Pop Ruin, which is insane! Because that means Rachel can use Park of Fortune, get another giant, push it, send it towards the middle, and it's gonna be a 3-on-3. Rachel's up in super units, and he's gonna have a lot of time for his economy to just keep going up, and he's gonna be able to spam so many units, and there's just not gonna be a good defense. See a accidental premature vet, bit of a misclick on Rachel's part. Taking out that unit on the mountain, not so necessary because you already have Gate of Power. Just trying to secure the village though, and we see both sides going into the water now, taking advantage of this one river. Both really want naval domination here because it would really help to pressure this village or to help secure it. If you are Rachel here, you really want to prevent the opponent from getting naval dominance. So the Juggernauts are going to be face to face. And we see construction pre-cap. And an Explorer. And it goes perfectly. Getting this hard to reach lighthouse, this one's much easier to reach if we look real quick. From Rachel's point of view, this is really easy to reach with just a couple riders. And then he can get I've got and get another giant. Shared fog back on. So this is really good, but hang on. Still isn't so easy. Rachel's gone 3 ruins to the opponent's 0. And a 4th one in the back. It's a 3-on-3. He got his super units up sooner. Rachel has more techs. But where's the win? And at this moment, it's actually too late. Rachel is lost. And Mr. Great bravely sacrifices all of these units, injuring his riders, knowing full well that this 2-on-4 is just completely winning. And in an unexpected turn of events, now it is Rachel on the back foot, but there's just no coming back from this. Because Mr. Great can easily consolidate, punish this Juggernaut from extending too far forward. Rachel trying to get greedy with the cap snipe. Kind of more of a desperation attempt. And wow. Out of nowhere. Again, Rachel had the better spawn, but it's so difficult to convert these spawns, especially on tiny lakes and especially under the time pressure of Bullet. But this is Grand Finals, so it's a best of 3. Now, Rachel came into this with an extra point because he's coming in from the winner side. Mr. Great came from the loser side. So the next game is actually the final game. Whoever wins that wins the whole thing. So let's cut to the next match. All right, so once again, we can see both players. So we've got Rachel hosting once again, and Mr. Great with this lighthouse spawn with really good resources, but Rachel has really good water access. Both players have great resources here. You can get giants. We just see some opening stuff, and it looks like it's going to be a 3-on-3. So more even setup. But again, we see a bit of a difference in naval access, but there is a good forge spot to make up for things. Now, not a very good second city, but you can use Smithery to make progress. We get an Explorer here, meets the opponent. Seems really solid, and it gets the lighthouse. Does get it? Oh, it just barely misses it. Just barely missing the corner here. And now an Explorer, also from the opponent. When you have climbing or fishing, Explorers are just a must-have on these tiny lakes maps, because they usually go where you want them to go. And we see a possible contested village over here, but Rachel's got the better water access, so he's going to be able to reach that more easily. So to make up for that, Mr. Great's going to play more economic, kind of acknowledging that the village is going to be surrendered. He's just going to take the ruin instead, maybe take this one as well. And we can see the ruin distribution is much different this game. Now looks to be an even 2-on-2, But Raichu does have to go further back to get his ruins. So you might see Mr. Great get his first. Another explorer, very ambitious, very costly, but it does give him the lighthouse. And because he has this lighthouse, he just needs this one, and that's Eye of God. Insane. And then a pop ruin. Oh my goodness. Is Mr. Great going to be able to take it home? Win the whole thing? Turn 7 giant? Park of Fortune right here? And he might be able to fight back against this naval dominance by just throwing things in the water. In fact, Raichu might not even be interested in doing anything about it. We see mining, just not even bothering with like sailing or ramming, allowing this raft to stay in the water. Instead of giant, Park of Fortune. And now Raichu's going to develop his economy. And we see a vet sword here. That's going to be very, very instrumental in pressuring this area. So there's going to be pressure in the west and likely pressure in the east as well. On this city, maybe even on the cap, but the cap is well defended thanks to the giant. But again, it's hard to even tell who's winning here, let alone how you even go about winning. And so we see the capture here. The city isn't the best, but you can connect it with the port, so it's not the end of the world. It's just a little pricey to develop. And now we also see another giant, possibly soon. Does he go for hunting? No, he goes for the port to upgrade it, which might be a mistake because it's only 2 stars more expensive. And he didn't need to train that warrior, so again, under the time pressure, possibly a mistake. If you got hunting, you could have gotten forestry and chopped this. Gotten smithery, gotten a forge spot there to get another giant, or just gotten smithery like here. I don't know. Hunting does seem nice, but maybe there's some other reasons for the port that we might see. So now, Sailing Ruin, which is really nice here. But then again, this counter pressure really just hammering on the west, and we've got a giant here. Currently, Mr. Great is down in cities, but up in giants. But then we see the Explorer gambling, and it gets the lighthouse. I mean, just look at this. It had to go here. He had to gamble if he wanted it. It's completely worth it. Going for this. And it just barely works out. Incredible stuff. He took a chance, and it worked out. And now, Raichu's going to be able to catch right back up. Getting the Eye of God there. Curiously, instead of on the capital. Seems really weird at first, but there is a reason, a method to the madness. Smithery to now alleviate the pressure on this city. But what about this city? Well, Raichu has a plan for that as well. And after Mr. Great gets ramming, trying to secure that naval dominance and just hammer down this city, if he can keep this, this is an unstoppable advantage. But Raichu knew. And he pulls off the Justeeni. And now it's Raichu who has complete dominance and takes it home, winning the grand finals with a short but incredible set. Really do hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys want to join any of these tournaments, join Polychampions, because this Lakes meta is fresh. If there's any time to join and possibly pick up some wins, now would be the time, because there's so much that's possible with this Lakes bullet. So I might leave a Discord plug in the description if you want to join any of these tournaments in the future. There's also going to be Pangea Showcase tomorrow, so don't miss that as well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.